Let's discuss about the transportation system in Nigeria, precisely Abuja, because that's where I grew up, and the transportation system in Paris, France. So we're talking about the basic public transportation system in the both countries. I'll be starting with Nigeria. So there are different means of transportation in Nigeria. First, we have the Uber and Bolt. I think before I left Nigeria, it was like one of the it was common already, and right now I think it's like the latest means of transportation. And but before Uber and Bolt started becoming popular, there was Drop. I don't know if they call it Drop in your city, but in Abuja we call it Drop. Drop is when you stand by the road, you stretch your hands, and you calling for a taxi. Then a taxi that is empty will stop for you, right? So the idea of Drop is that you are the only one in the car, and you are going to pay for the remaining seats, so that, I mean, it's faster, the driver doesn't have to wait for other passengers and all. Then aside this, there is the normal taxi, whereby there are several passengers, there are different people, and you guys are going to either the same direction or the same destination, right? Then we have the motorbike. This one is in Nigeria. In some places in Abuja now it's banned, right? But in other places like Nyanya, Maraba, I mean, it's National State, they still use bike, and it's very popular, even in Benin Republic, because I also stayed in Benin Republic too. It's very popular. Culture shock. We don't have that kind of thing here in France, but don't worry, we're getting there. Then we have buses, we have public buses, we have the bigger buses. In Lagos, I think I saw there are like smaller buses, like 15-seater bus or something. But in Abuja, most side, the buses that go from Bega, to Area 1, or Bega to Maraba. I grew up in Nigeria. I grew up in Abuja, so I'm an Abuja babe. All these things. Although I've forgotten a lot of things, but the brain is still sharp. Yes, so the buses, public buses, and what other means of transportation? There are other ones that I cannot remember. Basically, that's it. Now, in France, culture shock number one, they use bicycles a lot. And when I came to France and I saw a lot of people riding bicycles, and I'm like, are we living the 1990 life here? Because I don't know of you, but for us in Nigeria, like bicycle, if I see you driving, like riding a bicycle, it's like things of 2000, like our fathers, ancestors, so it's not a thing of, prestige or stuff. But in France, like, it's a normal thing, you can rent a bicycle. If your car breaks down, you just, ride a bicycle. It's a bougie thing. I'm like, what's happening? Then there are buses. That one is even a totally different thing, because in Nigeria, if you enter a bus, so there's the bus driver and then there's the conductor. The conductor is the one calling people to the bus and taking the change and taking, stuff like that. And if you arrive your destination, you just tell the conductor, we don't reach, oh, conductor is here, oh, conductor, I'm dropping, oh, or conductor, I'm dropping in the next bus stop. And then the bus will stop for you, you get down. In France, you cannot get down when you want to get down. You must get down only at the right bus stops. Like, there are different bus stations and bus stops. That's the only time you can get down. And if you don't press the button, that there's a button to alert the driver that you're getting down. If you don't press the button, sorry for you. You will see yourself in the next stop or in the final stop. So when I came to France newly, I didn't know about this. And one time I entered bus and I reached my bus stop and the driver was still going. I was shouting, I'm dropping. And everybody was looking at me. This guy, this guy who be this JJC. So it was crazy. It was super, super crazy. And I got used to it, and I found out that you have to press the button, and you have to, and then for paying, you buy we call it Navigo. You buy tickets. You buy tickets, and when you enter the bus, you have to validate your ticket and all, then so you don't really like, unless maybe special cases, you just pay cash to the driver. But we don't really have that. I think they have that in the UK, but funny enough, we don't really have that here. And me, since I came, I already bought my card. I bought for 1 year, so when I enter, I just validate and I go sit down. But in Nigeria, you pay there and you pay on the spot. That's why I think it's easier to like walk about here without having cash at hand, because most of the things are already like paid for. I don't know how to explain. No, not paid for. Sorry, there's what I want to say, but like you already pay. You already pay for the ticket or for the card or the transport card, right? It's different from Nigeria, where you have to pay cash. You have to pay the bike man. You have to pay the taxi driver. You have to, stuff like that. You have to pay cash, and all. Then yes, in France we have trains, right? Now what they actually call train are the big trains that take people from one city, like from one state, let's call it state, from one state to the other state. Do you get? That's what they really call train, right? Like when you want to go from Paris to Marseille, Paris to Lille, Paris to, and so on and so forth. Then there is RER. RER is just like those type of trains, but the only difference is that it has like shorter stops. Like it goes like in between cities and stuff like that. It has shorter stops and all. Then metro is only in the Paris distance, inside Paris, not the Paris region, so just inside Paris. There's metro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13. I live beside the 13. There's 13. And then trams are actually like in between cities. Those ones are not dangerous. You can even walk on the tram railway and no issues, because I have a tram just close to my house. Those ones, they are the not dangerous trams. They go in between houses, in between cities. It's like a train, but stuff like that. And what again? I've talked about scooter. No one, the people scooter. Yes. So basically, yeah, these are some of the culture shocks I experienced when I came to France. So the most culture shock is the bus thingy, where you can't just get down anyhow. And then trains, you have to be careful, look at the direction, because let's say, take for instance, you want to take the RER A. Are you taking the RER A to direction Man-la-Vallée, or you're taking the direction Boissy Saint-Léger? Is the direction but different destination? Or are you taking the other one going to Sergi or what is that? Poissy? You will learn the hard way. So tell me in the comment section if you can relate to any of these things I mentioned, or if I got anything wrong, or if it's different in your city, or if you find this video interesting. So these are I'm going to be posting more of these types of culture shocks, right? I mean, I'm 2 years already in France, so I have seen a lot. I have seen a lot. All right guys, see you in my next video. Bye.